Happy Saturday, folks. I made a video a couple months back regarding the political climate in South Florida, where I am from. I was born and raised in Miami, lived there till I was almost 30. Now I'm in Central Florida. And some of it bears repeating because I was absolutely gobsmacked when 68% of Cuban Americans in South Florida voted for Donald Trump. And it blew my mind. I remember when hundreds of thousands were coming over from Cuba and Central America seeking to flee tyrannical rule under a communist regime under Fidel Castro. Our school had food and clothing drives. We helped them start the green card process. We helped them locate relatives. We helped them find jobs and housing, and we embraced them. And Miami-Dade is much better for it. It went from a sleepy beachside town into a thriving metropolis. It worked out for the best. And now, as many of these people are watching as friends, family, coworkers, and employees are being hauled off by ICE, they're scratching their heads and saying, maybe it wasn't the best decision to vote for this administration. I couldn't agree more. And it got me to thinking, why? Why? Why, as an immigrant yourself, would you deny someone else the same opportunities? Why? It doesn't make sense. And I looked into it a little bit, and there were a couple things that I think were major factors. And number one, many, especially older Cuban Americans, they remember the failed Bay of Pigs invasion under John F. Kennedy, who was a Democrat. And that stuck in their heads. You don't forget things like that. We thought the world was about to end. I wasn't born yet, but I've heard that it was a terrifying time. Also, and whoever is part of the Trump administration that actually came up with this slogan is brilliant. They started saying, Comrade Kamala, leading the Cuban American people to believe that a vote for Kamala Harris was the same as voting for communism, which they gave up their lives, their careers, their families, their homes to escape communism. They certainly don't want to put somebody in office who's going to take them back to that. But it was the biggest grift of all time because we want more of a social democracy. We don't want communism here. We embrace free trade. It's who we are. But when it comes to certain agencies, like the U.S. Department of Transportation, the FDA, the Department of Education, and so on, those cannot be bidding wars. They should not be worried about their stocks, about making money. There should be a system of checks and balances to ensure bridges don't collapse, that our food and water are safe to consume, that our medications are safe, that our schools are teaching a curriculum which simply gives facts, not opinions. If this administration privatizes the Department of Education, not only will they be making money off of it, they will also be indoctrinating a whole generation or generations to come to their way of thinking, and that includes shoving Christianity down their throat. And as someone who was raised Christian, I have no problem with Christianity. But I do have a problem with force-feeding people your dogma, especially if that student comes from an atheist family or a Jewish family or a Buddhist family or a Muslim family. Freedom of religion is in the Constitution, which we all know this administration is trying to gut. Anyhow, I think it basically, the Bay of Pigs and being led to believe that Kamala Harris was a communist played a huge role in them voting for this current administration. Many of them are waking up now. They're seeing, as people are being hauled off to the Chrome Detention Center and even shackled on buses for 12 to 16 hours at a time, left to sit in their own filth. They're now seeing that things are not working out quite the way they had hoped. And that's an understatement. A couple people had asked me about good sources to find out about upcoming protests, to find out about town halls and places where you can get additional information. because we all need to be pulling in the same direction. It requires everyone. So I hope that you will continue to talk to friends and neighbors and educate people. Do what you can, even if it's only making the occasional phone call or mailing out a postcard. But here are 4 good ones. Indivisible.org, just put in your zip code and it will show you the nearest events that are upcoming. Your county's Democratic Party, mobilize.us, and the ACLU. And those are just 4, and I'm sure there are many more that I don't even know about. Regarding news sources, and contrary to what he says, just because they don't agree with him does not mean a news source is crooked or failing. The Atlantic is an excellent news source. Where is it? Here we are. The Atlantic, ABC, Reuters, NPR, PBS, Associated Press, Forbes, New York Times, MSNBC, Variety, 1440, Axios, BBC, USA Today, and many, many more. If you're like me, you just want the facts. You don't want it colored left or right. You don't want hyperbole. You just want the facts. It is we the people. We are the people. The time is now. Take care.
Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for staying tuned up to now. Do like and share and tell your friends about this channel. We bring to you trending topics happening around the world, and that is us for you. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe. God bless you.